Hey everyone, Kelly Weber with the Bergen Realty Team. I'm here today with Frank Uzi, who is a real estate attorney. Frank, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
We are doing great. It's 60 degrees on a Friday afternoon in February, and I'm talking to you, so how much better can it get? You know?
So true, absolutely. Spring is around the corner, hopefully.
Yes.
You do real estate law, among other things that we'll talk about later on, but real estate is your primary business. That's how I know, like, trust, and love you. We do a lot of transactions together, and I can't say enough wonderful things about you. You know, Christina, your law firm, and every client that I've ever referred to you has had nothing but wonderful things to say.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, and that means a lot. You know, coming from a quality team like yours. You know, and that's really the way we feel like we're an extension of what you do, and you know, it is a team effort to navigate these deals. You know, not any of them are easy. But it certainly takes everyone working together to get them closed. So thank you.
I mean, it's been a crazy 12 months. Let's talk about your business a little bit. So tell everybody, you know, what you do, and, you know, we could talk about our experiences together.
Sure. So what my firm does is we are a transactional law firm. And what that basically means is we handle transactions as opposed to litigation. Our primary focus here is purchase and sale of real estate, residential and commercial. We also work on leases. So again, residential and commercial leasing. We also do a little bit of real estate investors. So we will work with house flippers, developers, people renting for income, that sort of stuff. So, you know, we kind of really run the gamut there. Not every deal is quick and easy. Some are a little more complicated, but, you know, we do it all.
And, you know, for the people out there, everybody thinks, you know, they can represent themselves, whether it be a realtor, you know, people doing the for sale by owners, or wanting to represent themselves instead of using an attorney. And I have to tell you, even attorneys hire attorneys to do their deals because they are complicated. For me, you have represented both buyers and sellers for us. There are so many things that can come up. And I have to tell you, one of the things that I love working with you on is you're cool, calm, you never get frazzled, and you always look for a solution.
Well, you know, we get frazzled every now and then, but I try not to let you know it. But, you know, it's all about really trying to dig a little deeper and find out what's causing the concern. And, you know, this is a big emotional component a lot of times, you know, on a business end or on a commercial end. It's always the bottom line. It's always money. Right. And there are solutions there, and either there's a right or a wrong or a compromise. And on the residential work, as you know, there's a lot of emotional attachment sometimes for people, or if there's a distressed situation for people, they're not themselves. And, you know, just take a step back, recognizing, you know, this person could be in a really difficult situation. We got to just take a deep breath, calm it down, and kind of get out of the weeds. And we try. Yes, absolutely.
So can we talk about some of the things that come up with the, you know, what people need to know about buying or selling a house in today's market, and things that you would point out to them, and things that are important to know?
Absolutely. I would categorize this is real estate. This is not your cell phone. So the friends and family plan, leave that for your cell phone plan. Yes. When you're buying real estate, everybody knows somebody. Everybody can go out and have a conversation with somebody. But local professionals such as yourself are going to have a finger on the pulse. You're going to know what your real estate market is. On the legal end, there are certain things that are done or not done or need to be carved out. And you know, these may be local issues or concerning issues regarding a particular property and its history. And, you know, that can't be overlooked. It's going to be, however, if, you know, somebody just kind of goes online and shops for, you know, the absolute cheapest and quickest they could find, that's not always the best answer.
You get what you pay for.
The best. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you a lot of things that I saw in the last 12 months where I think you were really great about is, you know, they were fighting for homes. So they were just waiving everything. And, you know, you were very good about saying, well, there are just certain things you just cannot waive, you know, like environmental issues. I mean,
Right.
once you're stuck, let's use an oil tank for an example. You buy a house and you sign on that dotted line, you don't do a tank scan, that problem's now yours.
Correct. I mean, everybody's risk tolerance is different. There's something to be said for taking a little risk, and especially in a highly competitive market like we just came out of. Nobody really secured a property full of contingencies. I mean, you had to kind of roll with the punches. There was a lot of pressure in the market, but we had to control some of that, because you can take on a risk and say, well, I'm not sure about, say, some of the mechanical systems. Maybe that's going to run you $3,000-4,000. Okay, if you're buying a $750,000 house, it's not going to terribly hurt you. But if you're overlooking an environmental situation where you may have contamination, the sky could be the limit. I mean, you could have essentially paid $750,000 for a property that you need to spend $300,000 cleaning up. It's not likely, but it does happen. I don't want to roll those dice.
You don't want to be that one buyer that says, oh, no, it couldn't happen to me. And then it does.
Right. It does.
So,
it happens every day. It happens every day.
People don't realize that. If you could just quickly run the gamut, when someone hires you, can you walk them through the process?
Yes. So typically, let's go with a residential matter. That contract is going to be drawn up, say, by your team, but it comes into our office from a real estate agent. We're in attorney review. So right at that point, the contract is non-binding. So attorneys have a 3-day window to get involved. Once we do, that 3-day clock stops ticking. We're in review. We go through that contract, discuss it with our client and with opposing counsel. And once the parties agree on the clarity and the changes, it's signed off on. We close attorney review. And then we start to move through the contract milestones of deposit and inspection and so forth. But that attorney review it's always, you got to move quick because of the competition market and or impatience on the other side, but we have to be diligent. So, sometimes I'll tell clients, I need you to speak to me. I need you to give me 15 minutes. I'm not always going to kind of hover, but right now we have to hover. And I need captive audience to make sure we don't miss something or get you stuck in a position you don't want to be in. So very important.
That's one of the things I like with you and Christina, that you do take the time with the clients and you walk them through and you make sure that they fully understand what lies ahead. And you're very involved. You're one of the attorneys that will speak to the realtors. That's the other reason I think that's really important for buyers and sellers to understand that you cannot cut the realtor out. And there are attorneys that do it, because when something goes wrong, you and I are on the phone. You're saying to me, Kelly, can you, figure out this, or can you get somebody to the house? If you cut me out, most attorneys aren't running around doing that.
Right. It's a terrible idea.
Right.
And I understand the concept that sometimes there are too many cooks in the kitchen, but that's not what we're talking about. And every great profit, every great deal starts at some level with a sale. I mean, look at the biggest companies in the world. Their sales force is the most valuable. So you need to know what's going on. Who the person who's writing that check, what are they expecting? I can only get that information from you. Sure, I could talk to the client, but I have legal concerns. So I need to know if something was promised and make it legal in the paperwork. I need to know if there was an inspection or a condition that was accepted, and I could make it legal in the paperwork. So creating this disconnect between legal and the sales is not a wise idea.
Not a good idea. And again, that's one of the things you work so well with the realtors, with the clients. You keep everybody together. And honestly, you pick up the phone. That's the other thing I like about working with you guys. You pick up the phone. Your clients are concerned. You're on the phone. They're not, yes, they'll speak to Christina, but yes, you get on the phone. There's no wall between you and the client. So I can't recommend you enough. And you've been wonderful. You really have been.
Thank you.
And you have a full operating staff there that if you're not around, somebody else is there to answer the phone.
Yes. And if I'm not around long enough, they will make sure I get back here immediately so I don't ever disappear.
Or like me, when you answer the phone, I'm like, oh, I want to speak to Christina.
Yes. No, we make a good team.
You absolutely do. So how can people get a hold of you?
They can reach us by phone. They can reach us by email. You can even go through our website, uzilaw.com, and you can message and chat with us through the website as well. Or, of course, call our favorite real estate agent, Kelly Weber, and you'll put me in touch with her.
Thank you so much. I just can't thank you enough for meeting with me today. I could spend hours going over everything you do, but I find you to be the best of the best. It's always a pleasure working with you, no matter how the deal ends up, going. It's always a good
Well,
experience.
Thank you. We truly care about the people we work with, and it's glad to see that it goes a long way, because that's what we strive for, just making people get what they want at the end. And it's not always easy, but we stand by them. So,
but you stand by, absolutely. So thank you for taking time on a Friday to meet with me. Hopefully the weekend will stay nice like this, and you can enjoy a good weekend.
absolutely, you as well, and I thank you. I really appreciate what you're doing, and not only with me, but other professionals and colleagues in the business. So your reputation and your dedication to the community, it does stand
Thank
out,
you.
and I'm proud to be in business with you. So thank you.
Oh, and I'm so excited that I'm in business with you. So thank you so much.